Good morning, all you beautiful mamas in real estate out there. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate the support, and I'm just here to help you grow, to help you thrive in a shifted market. So I put together a little presentation for you, and let me go through and start doing it. Hopefully, I'm going to use my 20 years of experience to help you, all my tips and tricks of the trade, fun things like that. So let me share my screen with you. And I put together a presentation to learn how to thrive and not just survive in this market. With it being so shifted, I'm sure you felt it in your area. A lot of people have not felt it because they've been doing all the right things and been, trying extra hard. But anyhow, I know you are too. Let me just say that I know coming from a single mom who has been doing this for 20 years, I completely understand what your challenges are right now. So I put this together for you for this very reason. So today I'm going to show you how I made $150,000 in 90 days in a shifted market, working part-time, not full-time, but part-time from home. I got my life back, work balance back, and more me time. And that's my biggest goal for you today. Like I always say, there's nothing curlers and makeup can't fix. I saw this picture, I started cracking up because my daughters always tend to get a picture with me with my curlers in my hair in the morning getting ready. Yeah, I've created this program for mamas like us that so you don't have to struggle the life work balance or financially like I did. I was a single mom for 10 years and learned all the tips and tricks really the hard way. Trust me, it was a hard way. And let me see, I gotta move this over here. So you don't have to, I learned the hard way, and now I'm trying to share all this with you so you don't have to. So I want to share all my free savvy tips and tricks growing your business, and I'll show and tell you what the other successful agents don't. I also so you can thrive and make six-figure income. A little introduction about myself. I've been in the industry since, yes, I started in Y2K. So I remember all those days. And I have two amazing daughters who are my world. I became a Home Street of Love open house queen. I just every single weekend and during the week, anytime my kids were at school, I would be out there doing open houses. And I started just meeting amazing buyers and sellers. And lots of times your buyers are sellers. So they have a home to sell before they could buy another one. And over the years, during the pandemic, actually the last 2 years, I created a Bye Bye Cali relocation network, helping agents connect with all of our clients all around the world, actually throughout the US, and now we are throughout the world. But I did this because I literally had 8 clients moving to 8 different states all at once. And I just felt this need to reach out to the other agents and try networking together. So that's organically how Bye Bye Cali Relocation Network started. And then after 25 years of marriage, I found myself a single mom. For 10 years, I was a single mom. I was working 12 to 16 hours a day, evenings, weekends, all of that stuff. I invested over $100,000 this past decade. I have spent, I would say, at least the last 5 years, if not 2 years, I've spent over $100,000 on myself to learn from the top trainers like Tony Robbins, Dinker Dozy, Gogo Bethy, Krista Bashore. I mean, just so many of them. Anytime I could soak it all in, as long as I sold the house and I took a little chunk of that, invested in myself, sold the house, took a little chunk of it, invested in myself. I just kept doing it over and over and over again. And so to become a better producer and trainer and mentor for, ladies like yourself and mamas like yourself out there, and to learn all the ins and outs of real estate that they don't tell you about, because you always hear about, oh, they did all this, they did all that, but they never tell you how they did it. And so I'm going to share a lot of those with you. And now I like to just help mamas in real estate like yourself just thrive and not just survive. You don't want to just get by in this market. So basically, long story short, these girls right here are my absolute world. Those are my two daughters. In 2008, my husband up and left, abandoned us all. We haven't seen or heard from him since. I had no money in the savings when it happened. Both of my girls were off to college. They're 4 years apart, but they both went off to college within 6 months of each other. Not to mention, years later, they both did the same thing when they got married. So I could barely cover my bills at the time when everything happened. I was $60,000 in debt. My car, who my ex was supposed to help pay for, because that was the only thing I asked for the divorce, is for him just to make the car payment. And he didn't. So my car got repossessed. My landlord's home got repossessed. I have on auto pay. I paid her every single month. And it turned out the bank showed up at my door and the house got repossessed. We had to move into my aunt's garage, who was converted. It was a little carport converted in a really cute room. And my girls and I, we shared we called it our one bedroom condo. So we shared everything. But yeah, we ended up sharing a car. I was on food stamps for about 6 months. And just to get on by until things picked up, I got my feet back on track. I ended up living in my aunt's garage, the part I forgot to tell you about. Not only did I have my girls, I also had my 150-pound Great Swiss Mountain, which is 150-pound, my Harley Bear. So he was sharing the room with us as well. So it was quite the little cozy room for about 6 months. So back then versus now, back then it was lack of finances, no credit card. The cost of living and raising kids was insane. That was 2008 when the market crashed, which all of us will remember. Recession hit. We paid for leads, which turned out to be all just a bunch of looky-loos. And my problem is the ones that weren't looky-loos, I didn't follow up on those leads. And so as I called through, and it was a long time before I started calling up on those leads because I was busy trying to keep my, chasing my own tail. And I didn't follow up on those leads. And it turned out a lot of those leads were buyers. So that was a huge lesson that I learned. Tired of struggling and spending money on marketing with no results, frustrated and broke with no hope, resources to stop spending money. It just kept, everybody wants more money. And it just wasn't working, the marketing. So my turning point was, I always joke, nothing curlers makeup can't fix. I was looking in the mirror, just getting ready, curlers in my hair, started putting on my makeup. And that was it. I'm like, I've got this. There's nothing curlers and makeup can't fix. I need a fresh new beginning, and I wanted financial freedom. And these girls right here in the picture, they're the love of my life. They gave me strength beyond normal every single day. Just keep going, keep going. While they were out there doing their thing, I started doing open houses around the girls' schedule, sometimes 5 days a week, if not 7 days a week. I was paying for leads that literally got me nowhere. Then on the weekends, when their dad had them, or if they were off with their friends or whatever, I'd go out there, pass out flyers and introduce myself to the neighbors and cold calling and just basically dead end looky-loo leads. I was exhausted. Then I realized there had to be a better way. I must be doing something wrong. That was my turning point. Now that I have, endless sellers and buyers reaching out to me, and my business was on fire. I even bought myself a brand new car. I got myself a really nice little house, and I closed 22 homes just working part-time by applying everything I had learned from the top producers. So life was amazing now. It is amazing now. And we're all living a life of abundance. I'm actually living my dream. Looking back versus now, I cannot believe the difference. So during this presentation, here's what you're going to learn. How I sold 2 or 3 homes a month, how I gained financial freedom, how I sold $150,000 working part-time and got free leads without chasing deals. I closed 99% of all my transactions actually 99.9% over 20 years, and how I built relationships so you can sell more real estate through networking based off of referral-based business, and how to ask for business without fear so you can make 6-figure digits a year, and how to make your phone start ringing again. Even in a shifted market, you can do all this. So why is it important to you now? Well, the market's shifted. There are lots of sellers are left wounded. They think their homes were so much more, and they wish they had sold it back then, and they wish they had sold it and bought something new when interest rates were low. So there's a lot of wounded sellers out there, and every market is a great market, especially for sellers, because I'll go into all that later too, but because sellers there's so many buyers out there and the inventory is so low, it's still a great market for sellers. So there's no need for cold calling, paying for leads, any of that kind of stuff. The sellers need you, especially in your market. So what's the alignment with all this? Is this even for you? If you want your life, work balance, me time back, and make 6 figures, spend more time with your kids, and then you're at the right place. And if you're tired and burned out and want to make real estate fun again and thrive, this is for you. If you want to build freedom for you and your family, thrive and not just survive, this is for you. Tips and tricks in real estate for super moms. I call us, we're super mamas. With special powers, all of our kids think we're special. So what they don't show you or tell you in real estate. First off, no running, no biting, and no screaming. So there's no running after leads because it requires a lot of work. So there's no lazy agents allowed. It requires no biting over listings, requires no time requires time blocking, and there are no magic buttons or shiny objects. It requires very strict time blocking. No screaming or biting over bills, I always joke about, because it requires you to work, focus on all your big because goals, and just keep having diligence and just sticking with it. So now ready for my show and tell. I'm going to actually show you and tell you how I did it, how you can do it, and just the great results that we get. So there's 3 main tips and hacks to the success. First off, how I doubled my income in 90 days through production, and how I built relationships through content marketing and social media, and grew my network through referrals. Wouldn't you love just your phone to constantly ringing because you just have referrals, or your next door neighbor referred you because you were the network queen of your community? So this is a great way I'm going to show you. So the offer to moms in real estate is how I sold 2 to 3 homes a year, how I helped wounded sellers, how to become known in your area, in your niche, your neighborhood, how to let them know you, like you, and trust you, and how I closed 99.9%. I say 0.9 because there's a story behind that. Maybe I'll tell you later. And over the last 20 years. So in a work week, there's 1,080 hours a work week. The number one thing I tell all of us mamas, because we never take time for ourselves, always make me time. Sometimes sometimes it's only 5 minutes, but if you really time block this time in between around your kids' schedule and everything, you should have a minimum of 15 minutes to yourself to an hour before the kids wake up. And it's so important to have the time blocking, because if it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. And if you can book, even if it's only 1 hour, but I always tell everybody book 2 hours a day, chunking your calendar, like, your kid's schedule, your husband's schedule, or your boyfriend's, or if you're just a single mama, everybody's schedules that's involved in your life. So the social content, I tell people, social content media, do 1 to 3 videos a day or a week. Lots of people only have time maybe to do 1 a week, and that's fine. The most important thing is to get your content out there. And appointments, listing appointments, scheduled referrals, always make that point in your time blocking calendar. That's another thing you would have, is to your listing appointments, and schedule them through all your referrals, and I'll explain all that later. And admins and ISAs are a lifesaver. I never used them before. I never tried them before, and I have been wasting so much of my time. These admins and ISAs, you can literally hire them for $5 to $8 an hour. They'll work and do whatever you need them to do, but it frees up your time so much. There's endless time, and we'll talk about all that later, but there's so much time that we spend on all of our car disclosures and just everything about that. And having your TC, your transaction coordinator. I mean, all these people, these are just tips that have saved me so much time, freed up more time, and allowed me to make so much more money in real estate, focusing on what I do best and let them do what they do best. And I have so much more time. I'm busier now than I've ever been, but I have more free time than I ever have. And I love to share that with people, because I want this for you too. So you can focus on just being a mama and your family first, and not just constantly being buried in work. So double your income in 90 days through production. How? So the market shifted, and like I've been saying, there's lots of wounded sellers out there. You could be working with investors for off-market properties, FSBOs, divorce, relocations, pre-foreclosures, REOs, and expire cancel listings. And I can show you all the free ways of finding this information and tips and tricks to finding it. And it is this, if you just focus just one thing, just say, okay, I'm going to focus on FSBOs, or if you want to focus on pre-foreclosures or just expireds and canceled. These are daily free things that come to us. And I'll show you how to find all of that. And building relationships through content marketing and social media. The video content ideas, there's so many. I have a whole thing right here that we're going to be going over in the next 2 weeks, about the 30-day social media calendar, how we can all work together and doing this together, and the calendar challenge. So we have the 30-day calendar and the 30-day challenge. So we're going to put it all together. I'll show you. And 50 ideas for live broadcasts. 50 ideas for like our quick videos, our shorts, our reels, whatever you want to do. And Instagram, a 30-day action plan too. All this is all content and it's all free on your social media. It just takes time. And what we're offering to do is partner with like-minded agents and not charge anything. I just want to help you and teach you and bring value to you and your business and help you grow. Like the most important thing that we do, we exert so much time and energy in our kids and our family and our life, and it's time to help you grow. So helping you grow. If you'd like to know more about how I can help you grow and get the free strategic plan at no cost or obligation, this is all free. It's just to help moms grow. Here's my calendar. And it's also the same link that I'm going to be posting below. So schedule a strategy call with me. I want to find out what your goals, your visions, your dreams. I want to find out what your actual business plan is that you're doing now. And that's it. So yeah, definitely reach out to me. I'd love to help you. I have so many years of the wrong way and so many years of learning the hard way what the right way is. And I just want to share that with you. And I want to help you grow. I want to help you reach your goals and dreams. And I want you to have the life that you always dreamed of. So I really appreciate you coming here today and watching the video. And I really hope to be able to talk with you personally, one-on-one. So schedule a strategy call with me. The link is below. And let's do this. Okay. Let's make all your dreams and goals happen. Have a great day. Bye.